Phil Cohen here, Cohen Rant Content and all things digital out of home. I got a few things to tell you about. And a few reminders. All right, first, reminder. Can you feel the excitement? The DPB week in New York. You know, we're almost there. It's like a week and a couple of days away. The big Digital Place-Based Advertising Association, their big to-do for the year. DPAA, I'm going to guess. Now, there's no pool. I can't pick a number and try to make some money on this. I'm just going to guess. I'm going to guess 700 attendees, most of whom are ad agency people, marketing people, brand management people. And what's going on, you know, our industry and the ad-supported side of our industry is growing. It's like there's this race, and we keep passing everybody by. You know, radio doesn't even get in the mix anymore. Newspapers, magazines, forget about it. We're past network TV. We're past cable TV when it comes to growth and what's going on. Check Van Etten's clippings. There's a release in there from the most recent research in ad growth. Besides the DPAA's big week, big day during that week, you've got the investors conference. Look, we're not in this business because we want to play movie maker with screens. We're in this business because we want to make money. And that's the engine that drives every piece of our industry. Money, dollar signs, or whatever the signs are in your country. And this is where it all comes together, where all the information comes out. You know, I was talking to a major network operator yesterday, and I mentioned this big lawsuit. Now, I got no lawyers around here, so nobody can stop me. This big lawsuit that keeps flying around, which I'm not going to go into who it is and what it is, because you need to find it. You need to Google it. You need to read it. Go to the Daily Do archives. There's probably stuff. I'm sure there's stuff in there. But I'm going to tell you, during the breaks at this investors conference, that's what you're going to be hearing about. You're going to hear about the inside skinny, who's doing what with this. And you got to know, if you're a network operator, if you're a software provider, you got to know what's going on with this. Money, the fuel that drives our engine. If you're a startup, what are you going to do? You write a business plan like they taught you in business school? Well, that's for a hot dog stand or a liquor store. We got a different business here. And that's where you get the ins and outs of what do I need to talk about? What do the investors need? I'm going to go on and on with this. I got to cut it off. If you're looking for mergers and acquisitions, you're going to be there. You're going to listen to Mark Boydman as one of the speakers. I'm not giving a commercial for Mark Boydman other than this is a guy who has studied our industry specifically, and he's immersed in our industry. And that's a mergers and acquisitions guy that when he speaks, we listen. That's a 2-day event. You got to go. If there's anything about money that has anything to do with your part of our business, get away from that. Digital Signage Federation, Wednesday night. O'Brien's, I think it's O'Brien's Irish Pub. Why do I say I think? Because I got 3 favorite Irish pubs. And in case you don't know it, I frequent a few Irish pubs. And one of them is O'Brien's. And I said, come on, guys. You know, we do these, we do our meet and greets in some great places. Like we go to Toronto, great sports bar. We were in Minneapolis, another great sports bar with a nice banquet room. Let's go to a pub. Let's get some of that good pub food and some smiles and pats on the back. That's where our thing. And you're going to see we'll put the lower third as I'm saying this stuff so you can write down the URL or write down the address, whatever like that. All right. And then there's other stuff going on. NEC has their events. And, you know, if you go to an NEC event, you went to an event. I'm not saying there's an all-social week, but I'm just saying it's there. And it's our, I'm going to call it Contra program. This is our big week. That's not DSE in Las Vegas, which is, of course, our other big week. And I'll talk about that after the Digital Place-Based Week in New York. And keep your eye open for what another thing going on at the DPB Week is upfronts. You know, guys coming out of television, you know what upfronts are, and you know how important they are to the networks. Well, in our industry, some of the bigger guys are starting to do upfronts, so keep an eye out for that. All right. I want to touch on something, content awards. Oh boy, I'm going to get emails. Come on, guys, with these content awards. Now, first of all, I'm not going to talk about it and submitting because, as you know, we own our own content company that does all our in-house stuff. Plus, they handle a lot of outside clients. And I don't let them submit because I do this. But I'm going to talk about it. You know, every medium industry, every media has awards. You got the Oscars, of course, the Golden Globes, and go on and on from there, the Emmys. But there's a purpose. There's a purpose in studying and evaluating who's getting the awards. Now, in their cases, a lot of times it's very subjective. If you're a member of the Academy, you get a little booklet. You get all of the CDs or the DVDs in the mail to look at all the movies in case you didn't see any of them. You get a booklet that describes everything, and you vote. You send in your votes. Our business is different. Digital signage, digital out-of-home is different. Again, we are so measurable. That's what makes us valuable to the agencies. You know, we can sell on CPM, on cost per thousand, but then what the agency does for part of their ROI formula is they convert that to cost per target, and they can do that with us. You know, it's not like broadcast TV where you just throw it all out there and, you know, okay, I'm going to catch a good portion are going to be my customers. All right, well, you know, nobody in the old age home is eating Tootsie Rolls. So you just cast that aside. In internet, I mean, that's easy, right? It's cost per click. You go CPM to cost per click or whatever the action was you're looking for. Ours is easy too. If the commercial and the product are in context with the environment and the audience, well, you got 100% target. So your CPM is your cost per target. But judge the content that way. I don't want to look at it and say, oh, look at this pretty 4 minutes, especially if the dwell time is 2 minutes. Duh. I'm not judging it by what's pretty. What was the dwell time? First thing I need to know. What's the environment? Second thing I need to know. What was the mission? The third thing I need to know. Now I'll take a look at the content. Was it in context with that environment? Did it fit the dwell time? How did it match up to the dwell time? And does it accomplish the mission? After that, is it a pretty picture? You know, because otherwise it's back to like buying technology because it's cool. We can't vote or do content awards because it's pretty. All right, enough of that. Enough of all of that. I'm going to start talking about DSE, and I'm going to start talking about the quarterly regional things that they do. Hot stuff after I report on what happened at the DPB Week in New York. And if you wasn't there, or if you weren't there, well, whatever. You should be there. All right, goodbye. You'll see me next time.